and we're going to welcome Gustavo from Pool Service, from Pool Service Software, and he's going to come on and tell us a little bit about their product. Dustin, say goodbye. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate
See you guys.
the co-partnership.
Find us on Facebook. Help us with our testing.
There you go.
We always
Thank you, sir.
welcome people to join in the fight. Thanks, Rudy.
You got it, buddy. Thank you. Gustavo, how are you, my friend?
Rudy, doing fine. How are you?
Good. It's been a day, you know.
It has been.
This is Gustavo, everybody. His company is Pool Service Software. He has an app. It's used by quite a few people in our group. He's going to tell us a little bit more about it. If any of those folks want to come on to this that are currently using his program, just message me and I'll send you a link so you can jump on if you wanted to add or help in the presentation, as long as it's okay with Gustavo. I'm sure I know he loves his customers. So with that, Gustavo, tell us how your program is going to help the folks out in the field.
Yeah,
go for it, buddy.
And I'm sure you can see my screen, right? Yeah.
We should be able to. Let me flip to Facebook really quick. It takes a little bit of a lag time. Hold on just a second for it to get caught up. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, I have you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, okay. So thanks a lot, Rudy, and good to see you again. As mentioned, I go by Gus, so you can call me Gus Velez, based in South Florida. So we are basically a software company here. Start off with me. I'm from a software background. My partner is the pool guy. You know, he's been in the industry for 15 plus years. Everything from service to selling routes to repair work. And so we've kind of joined forces like 5.5 years ago, almost 6, and started working on this app. And we've been live for like about 2 years now. We brought it to the market. We sort of had a soft launch at the beginning. But now we're more aggressively marketing and trying to grow it. So we have an app specializing in the pool industry. So you can manage your field, manage the field services, your technicians, send out reports to your customers, pictures, videos through email or text messages. We also verify service through like geolocation so that we know the tech was there. Like when he checks in, we take their GPS coordinates. We also have an all-in-one suite because we have invoicing as well. There's a little bit of we have an invoicing module that you can bill your customers, get paid through PSS, jobs. I'll walk you through all that. I'm just kind of giving you a summary now. We have announcements too that you can send out broadcast announcements to your clients, maybe of upcoming discounts or promotions or what have you. So that's what we've done here. We built out this all-in-one solution, and I'll just dive into it, Rudy, if that's okay. I'll just start with the demo.
It's all yours, buddy.
Okay.
You have the floor.
Okay, cool. So what you're seeing here is PSS. This is our website. You can get to our website at www.poolservice.software, or we also go by PSS. And we have a mobile app for Android and iOS and for tablets. And we also have a web app on the browser. That's this one here. I'll walk you through it. And these are just some of the features that we do. This website, I need to update it because we're constantly improving. That's maybe, as Rudy mentioned, like we talk to our customers. We like to learn what's good, what's bad, how we can improve, and we're constantly adding new features. So like at the moment right now, we're working on a shopping list feature that's going to be real nice. It's going to be integrated with our invoicing system. It's also going to have an inventory aspect to it so that as you start buying things that you need for your customers, we increase the inventory counter. You can know more or less like how much you have of those items in your company. So that's like not on the website, but something in flight. And then you'll see like our mobile screenshots. You can download the app on the app stores. And then these are the subscription plans that we have. We actually have a free plan for you to get started. It's all features, completely free. Everything is included from 0 to 10 clients. That offers you a good way to kind of kick around the tires if you kind of want to know what PSS is about and how it can help your business. Definitely check out the free plan. And then we have some other plans there depending on your client count, as you see there. all the way up to, if you're 300 and more, it's sort of the enterprise plan, 40 cents per client. And then you can sign up here too. So you can just put your information in, sign up, and that creates an account for you. You can also sign up through the phone. When you download the app, there's a register button there. And this is our customer support link. In case you have any questions, you don't have to be a customer in order to contact that. If you just want to get more information, or if you want to get a demo, or some, anything else, you can reach us out through there as well. So this is PSS on the web app, and it really starts with adding your clients in. So you got to get your clients in somehow. You can either manually enter them in or import them in through QuickBooks if you have QuickBooks Online. And we also have an import feature. If you have an Excel sheet, sort of a CSV file, we can import your customers in that way. So once you get your customers in, then you create one or more properties for that customer. So like for instance, I can come here to clients and let's say for Sarah, I'm going to create a property. I can say add a property, and it's going to pull up with her information, but I can change this address in case if it's like another property, it's a vacation home or what have you. I can also drag around the pin. So let's say it's a startup on a new subdivision in your neighborhood, and probably there's not an address yet. You can move around the pin to where you know it to be, right? And then you have some other things about the pool, like how often you service it. Like, is it every week, every 2 weeks, 3 or 4? When do you want to start service, right? Some other data that you may want to keep track of, like pool gallons, that's going to help you in your dosing, right? Who the manager is for that property, any notes for the technician that will then show up on the field. So when the tech is out on the field, let me see if I find an example of that. Like here, this customer here is my second stop of the day, and I have some notes that I can put there, like a gate code. I can put in what kind of package they're on, or what things to expect. I can communicate that out to my techs real easy through here. And I also have a notes for managers. And then I can also say, do I want to send visit emails, yes or no, and visit text messages. So whenever the tech completes a service stop here on the phone, and I'll walk you through that, do you want your clients to get that report? And the reports are fully customizable. You can put your logo on the top, and I'll show you an example of that. You can choose your colors. Do you want to include the chemistry in the reports or not? Or maybe specific chemistries. Let's say you only want to show them pH and free chlorine. Then you can do that. And you could have taken many more readings, but your customer never sees that. You can do something similar to dosages. In dosages, you can do something similar, like just show particular dosages or all of them that you've completed. And you can also show pictures and videos that you've taken. So this is the property that you set up. You can also track how much you make per month. Reason why that's important, because let's say I put a number here, I can then go over here to the dashboard, and I can quickly see how am I trending with my dosage costs, right? Because that's a very big expense for pool companies, is how much they're spending on chemicals aside from gas and labor. You can see here, like in April, I have for Dean, I'm spending $25 in chemicals for April. And that represents like 20% of my revenue. It's a little bit on the high side, right? I can adjust this, by the way. So if in my particular case, I expect it to be higher, I can adjust the percentages, let's say the 25, and now you'll see that the red goes away because that is no longer above my threshold, right? I can search too. I can see like what's happening with Brian, right? I can see Brian is at 20 bucks, right? I can also, right from here, let's say for this $28, I want to invoice Dean for those chemicals. I can. So I can come here to create a dosage invoice. That creates an invoice here in the invoicing section for Dean. That is $33.26. Now notice that is not the exact amount that was on the dashboard because I can configure PSS to do a markup on the dosage costing. So like the way I did here for Tricor tablets, what I'm doing is I'm charging my customers $2, but in my cost data, I think it was only at $1 because it cost me $1, but I'm charging for $2. And these other ones are at cost. That's why you don't see any catalog items that have been tied to that dosage. So you can create dosage invoices one-off. You can even combo them up. So the fact that we're tailored to the pool industry, you can create recurring invoices, right? Let's look at this here. And you can create a recurring invoice for Dean. I'm gonna go search for Dean. Let's say starting next month in June. And I'm gonna do a monthly invoice. And I'm gonna fill out with my usual monthly charge, right? Let's say that's, you know, my monthly service here of, let's say 125. But then I have this option here of adding my dosage cost. I can say yes, and the system will automatically add the dosage cost, in this case of May, because I'm starting in June. We'll look at the previous month and add them in. So we have a lot of these sort of features and customizations that you wouldn't find in a generic software for field service, right? We also have ways of adding route visits in case you do bill per visit. We have some customers that bill, let's say 20, 25 bucks per visit. You can do that here in PSS if you want to do the billing that way. You can also choose not to add any dosage costs at all and just maybe bake it into the cost of the service. But the widget is always helpful so that you know where you stand at the end of the month. So yeah, so basically when you create clients, you create your properties and you build out your routes. When you come here to routes, we have this map view. You can see all the data, like I can select Steve and Friday. Those are his routes that I have for Friday. I can also look at navigation mode that shows me what streets Steve is gonna take. I can also get a lot of nice metrics. So I can go here to manage routes and I can see Steve has 19 properties in this week. He's got a total gas cost of about $20, miles of about 111, and that's how much duration I'm spending for the entire week. And then I can look at it per day. So today, Thursday, I have 3 properties, 339 in gas, 2025, and 132 in hours of duration, right? And I can, you know, move things around here. The numbers will change. And all these estimated ins and outs are based on the time I say Steve starts work. So I've configured Steve to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, hence why he will make it at approximately 8:12 to Dean's property, right? I can optimize from here. I can also see my jobs from here. So in case I do have a week that I have jobs, see, I have completed nothing there. See, whenever you have a job, you'll see this job icon. I'd have to go back to see some, okay, here I have some data, it seems. Okay, so I did some test data back in March 31st. See, I can tell right here it's done. I can also have a red exclamation mark to let me know that Steve checked in too far away from this property, right? So this property is located in Pembroke Pines, Florida here. He actually checked in 8,323 feet away. So I can start understanding why my technician checked in that far away, right? I can see the pictures that he took and I can see where he took it from. So did he take it from the gallery or did he take it from the camera, right? Obviously you want your techs to take pictures from the camera. And you can see that here, you can cycle through it and see all the media items that they've added, right? So a lot of our customers do like before and after pictures, so you can show your customers, you know, before with a bunch of leaves and, you know, maybe some stains, and then after when it's nice, crystal clear. At a per visit too, you have these other metrics like, is this customer late? So I can tell at a glance that Brian is 184 days late and he owes me $73, right? And by the way, this visit was only in this visit, my tech spent $54 in chemistry, right? That's a lot. And then I can decide what I want to do. I can come and pause the service, right? I can go to today and go to Brian and just pause the service because, you know, maybe he's late, or until I get paid, I'll resume service. Right? So we give you a lot of data, as you see there, a lot of ways to run your business better, informed. You know, this data is no longer lost. It's there at your fingertips to make decisions and run your business in a much better, more profitable way, hopefully, right? We can optimize too the routes. So let's say I choose Steve and today, Thursday, That's what I have right now. Let me try to optimize this. Maybe it's already optimized. Yeah, so it did a slight change there. If I hit load optimize route, I noticed that my distance went up, work time went down. So, you know, this is a small route, so you're not going to see, you know, too much savings or the optimal way, but there's only 3 routes. But you can optimize these and you can see what impact it has if you were to accept that optimized route, right? Or you can leave it the way it is right now. And we got a number of filters here, like unassigned, you know, what's unassigned, what's assigned, right? You can look at all your properties. We also have a very nice feature for you bigger companies out there. It's called Quick Routes, and you're gonna only find this in PSS. Actually, we have a trademark on this, and it's a proprietary tech that we have. So let's say you had like 200, you know, properties on this map. It's like filled, right? 300. You can come here to Quick Routes, and basically with one of these drawing tools, you can come and just select the drawing tool and just draw on the map, you know, and say, now it's selected 8 properties. I'm gonna assign them to Darren on Thursday, and I'm gonna save that route. It's gonna tell me that some of those properties are already assigned to another technician, to Steve. I'm gonna say, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take it out from Steve, and I'm gonna overwrite my route here on Darren for Thursday. And that's what it's gonna do. So I'm gonna hit yes. And now that took all those routes and assigned them to Darren just in a few clicks. So you can imagine if you have 300, 400, 500 routes, you can schedule them like in the matter of 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, you probably wouldn't find that in any other software. It would take you at least an hour, you know, to do all those routes. So that's why we call that quick routes. When the tech is out in the field, so let's say you assign the routes, now the tech will see that here on his phone, and he can just check in. And you know, I just checked in right there. It took my timestamp and my geolocation. I see all the readings that have been configured for me in my company. I can then see what the last reading is at a glance. See, I can just right now, this was 1, right? It was, and it should tell me the day, a month ago. So it would tell me it was a 1 ppm a month ago, 77.5 a month ago for water temp, and I can tap those in, you know. I can just tap them in, or I can create new readings for today, right? And we also have an Lsi calculator too that will take the current day readings or the previous time that you took them. So see, now it's telling you here that you got a 221, which is not great. Past readings were taken from calcium hardness, alkalinity, and TDS, because you may not take TDS every week. So we're just automatically taking the last known reading of 1050 a month ago, right? But if you were to add a new one, then that starts affecting the LSI, as you see there, right? So some of these are not, and by the way, I'm not a chemistry guru. I'm sure Rudy can speak to that. But you know, you can see, you know, where you are right now, and if you want to reach a particular LSI, you can then adjust your readings here on the left, and it will start adjusting the LSI accordingly, right? So you just basically see, like there, I changed it to 7.2, that brought it down to 163, and then you would see a history of those LSIs here, and the actual legend is here. The ideal balance is like between 0 and 0.3 roughly. And this is caution for corrosion and caution for scale if you go this way, right? So that's been a really popular feature for like our pool pros. And by the way, before I forget, we also have integration with the Lamont Spin Touch and the Color Q2X. So this is the Color Q2X, and you know, the Lamont Spin Touch is here in my box, but we can, through Bluetooth, you can go to a stop and take your readings, and then in a second, just, you know, zap them over and through Bluetooth into our app, and they would all load here. And so some of our customers that use that, they find that they've reduced their time on site by, you know, dramatically, like I think even like 30, 40%. And when you think about it, that translates to a lot of things. You know, you have more time to focus on other things, or maybe add another route, or maybe just go fishing, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, you kind of get your life back. And that's what we want to do in PSS, is really build a software that helps you be more efficient so that you can do whatever it is you want to do with that extra time that we give you. So that's the tech doing the stop. Next up are dosages. So this is where he can put in what he has put into the property. You can again see what's the last dosage quickly, and you can see a chart here of your last dosages. So on 4/9, I gave 4 ounces of trichlor shock. What I did on 2/9, last year 12/11, right? And by the way, same thing for the readings. I didn't show that, but we have a history chart with the LSI at the top there, so you can quickly see what's the health of the water and what's the trend of the water when you're out on the field. And then the last section here is the checklist. The cool thing about checklists is that you can quickly see when's the last time you did something, like clean the filters 5 months ago, right? Brush the pool 2 years ago. So maybe I want to do that. So all these things, you can check them off and you get to see when's the last time you did them. You can also write in comments as a tech, like, please do not swim for 2 hours, but better yet, let's say you don't like to type too much. You can create pre-made comments that you just select. And in the order that you select them is the order that they're added. So that, again, really helps you be efficient out in the field, but at the same time, be professional for your customers, because you can give them good quality comments that are meaningful for them, and you don't have to sit there and type them out every single time. You can take photos and videos while you're at the stop. So I can take a photo from my camera or from my gallery and just pretend that's a pool. And then you choose how you're going to tag that photo. Is it going to be a before service or after service, or is it a review photo? Review photos only stay with the team, with the company, I should say. They're never shown to the clients. So I can tag this as before. It shows up there. I can also take a video. Let me just close the door here real quick. Be right back. So sorry about that. You can also take a video. Like, we have some customers that take little snippets of videos, like maybe 30 seconds, a minute. Your customers, they see that on the report, and it kind of gives them a more like a consultative feel. Like, they may be showing a problem in the pool, and customers really appreciate that. Like when they have that sort of that personal touch to their service. So you can upload this visit, and it's going to ask you to confirm, and that's it. So tech moves on to the next stop of the day, right? In this case, I skipped over 1, so now it's bringing me back to 1. And basically goes on with his day, right? So everything is at a route stop. I just showed you the experience of doing a route. We also have jobs. So if you want to create a job, like I already have some jobs scheduled to Steve. I have actually 3 jobs, and I can see here that they're missed, meaning they were scheduled a long time ago. Like this was like 10 months ago, 5 months ago. You definitely don't want this situation in your business. But here, like Greg was 24 days ago. Maybe that's possible. So the jobs show up in orange, and it's similar experience, right? You can check in. You can check off the line items as a handy sort of checklist. You can write comments, photos, videos, and you're done, right? Another cool thing that we have is that you can navigate to the property from here. Each one of these, you can do that. So like if you go back to Dean, I could have navigated if I don't know where it is, right? It's going to open up my navigator. I would, it would just take me to that property, right? Go back. I can also see the equipment's on site. So for Dean, I can see I have 2 and 1 is in red. That's how I see that red here. So something's up with the equipment. I can go look at this pool pump, and I can see, oh yeah, the warranty expired in November of last year. So, I can create another job. That's yet another chance for me to, make money for the business, creating that job sooner, right? So ideally, you would have done this job maybe back in November, right? When you saw that come up as red. And you can create pictures and videos for your equipments so that if you get called by a customer, you just search here on your phone, or you come here to PSS on the web and see the equipment items for your customers, right? You just basically would come here, and let's see if I find an example of one. Yeah, so this one here has one. You know, that's, you know, you can see the pictures. You can come here and manage. You can add other equipment items or see the ones that you already have, right? Change around some things like the ones that you already have. Okay, so yeah, I don't think we have a Q&A section here, right, Rudy? So we just kind of, I'm just gonna keep steamrolling ahead then. Okay, so when you complete the visits, they show up here on visits on your on the web. Like that's the one I completed for Dean just today. I see the start and end times. I see the readings and all the information the tech put in. And I also see the pictures that he took. It was from the gallery. I can also see on the map where he was. So he checked in here, the property's here, right? I can understand why he checked in so far away from the property. Right? I can also see this on the phone. So if I'm on the go, I can come to visit history, and I can see here Dean completed. He was only there for 5 minutes. So I can maybe want to question that too. Like, is that the right amount of time I want to spend per customer? I can see that it's flagged for Visit GPS. So I can click on that, and I'll be able to see that, you know, the tech is here, property is here, same information you see on the web, right? And you can also see what data the tech put in, like the readings, the LSI, checklist, dosages, right? You can also send the visit from here as well. So they called you and say, I didn't receive the visit report. You can do that now. Let me just show you how some of these visit reports look like, so you can get a sense of what they are. Okay. So this is an example of one. Again, you can customize this. You know, I just put that logo in there. These colors too, you can customize. You can put a selfie of yourself to give a more personal touch. Like you can put a selfie with your name. The tech comments I didn't include, but they would show up here. And the pictures would show up here too as well. Like any pictures you took would show up, and they can download it. Your customers can download. They can see the chemical readings and chemicals used. Let me see if I can just find another report that has more data in it so you can see that. Yeah, so this is another example when I did another demo. Here I decided to include the technician notes, and here's like a picture, right? So your clients can come here and download that and see it, right? They can also see a web version, because if they get texted, they don't have to go to their email. They just get a text message. They click on the link, and this same report shows up in a text message. Sort of in a text format. They can click on it and see this on the browser. Okay, how are we doing on time? Okay. 30 minutes. Okay.
You're doing fine. You still have 15 minutes, so plenty of time. And
Okay.
I've been checking on Facebook to see if anyone's asking questions. Again, like I said, we are spread out across a lot of groups. If you do have a question that you want to ask any of the presenters, if you want to ask us something about his app and why it should be the app for you, come to Pool Operator Talk News, the Facebook page, Pool Operator Talk News. The link is right there on the screen that you're watching. Ask your questions on that page in the comments. Those are the comments that I'm monitoring. Don't have the ability to look at 16 different groups, so please ask your question there, and I will make sure that it gets to Gus or any of our other presenters at that time.
Thank you. So I'll just continue ahead here. I'll show you the jobs too a little bit. So as I said, let's say you have a repair work, one-off work that you have to do. We even have recurring jobs in PSS. So let's say you do a filter cleaning every 3 months. We can do that as well. So one-off jobs are like here, you hit new, you create them choosing your client, right? Let's say Timmy Baker, you choose a subject, you know, filter cleaning. You identify if it's a single day or a multi-day job. You know, the more common ones are single days. So you would choose a day. like let's say Saturday, I'm gonna do for 1 hour for Steve, and I get to see the routes for Steve on Saturday are these 4, right? Now I can decide where I put Timmy Baker, right, for his job. Obviously, I should probably put it right after I do his route service, right? Because I'm gonna be there anyways. So I can schedule that in. What we have in PSS is called relative scheduling. You notice you just kind of slide things in relative to everything else. We're not a believer or proponent in having exact times because we know that things change out in the field, right? If I put that job to be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I may end up being at 1:30 or 2 o'clock just because things happen, right? And we found that this to be a very easy way of scheduling. You know, folks kind of like, you know, they like it because they don't have to adjust their calendars in case things move around. So we have this relative scheduling. You can then choose the line items that are part of that job, right? So I'm gonna maybe repair a pool pump, you know, for, I don't know, 350 or whatever the case is, right? You can add other line items. And those are the ones that are gonna show up for your tech. And remember, if you recall here on the mobile, when I go to my jobs and let's say I go to Greg's job, I have these 2 line items. Those are the ones that I built out there, right? Notice that the tech doesn't see the cost. They just see them as sort of reminders of things to check off. But you here as a manager, you can build this job. You can write instructions for the tech. You know, that's what you see here on the top, right? Client notes. Well, the reason why you put client notes because you can send this job as a quote. Like what we've done in PSS is that we've combined the notion of a job and a quote into one thing. Again, just for easier management, less overhead. When you want to send a quote, you basically create a job here. You know, you can tell the customer, you know, please review and approve or whatever you want to tell your customer. You can save that job, right? Now I have it here, Timmy Baker scheduled. And notice that it doesn't have a thumbs up because it hasn't been approved by the customer, right? You can send this now as a quote. You can say, send a quote. This is the job that you just built. You can see a history of the job, right? You can see that it was created today. The work tracker lets you know it's been scheduled. And when the tech does the work, you'll see what they did. But now I'm just going to send this quote and it's going to go to the customer. I can also send them a text message if I want for the quote. We have these pre-built messages that you can customize. This is the one that we give you, but you can change this wording around. And then I can identify what the quote is. Like, okay, maybe I'm going to give, I'm not going to give any discount. I'm going to give 6% tax and required deposit 25, right? Or I can give a 10% discount. Whatever you do here will total up. And then there's an option here for client approval, yes or no. So if you say yes to that, then your client, when I send this off to them here, is going to have the option of approving the quote. So I just sent that. It switched over to this red exclamation mark. Why? Because I'm waiting for client approval. That's because I said I want approval. And that's a way of us letting you know before you schedule that you were waiting for client approval. And then this is the text message that I get. The text message I got for Timmy. It says, hi, Timmy, we thank you for this opportunity, whatever. Please click on the job quote link. Thank you, RGN. And they would click on this and it would just open up. They don't need to log in anywhere. It just opens up on their browser. They see the job. And since you have requested approval, they can now approve this job. And you would then see it here that they have approved it. So we're going to see that switch over to a green thumbs up because the client approved that. And if you want to know at what time, you can know. Like today, Thursday, at 1:04. At 1:04, this is depending on the time zone I choose for my company. So all these times are relative to your time zone, right? And yeah, so now you have the data to know that it's been approved, and I'll go ahead and schedule it. And now my tech is going to see that on the field to do the work, right? And if you want to know the details to the quote, you can come down here to the history and see what you sent off as a quote. And so you can make any other changes afterwards if you need to. You can also see the job was viewed. And the same thing we have for invoices. So if you send an invoice, you can tell right away when your client has viewed that invoice. And obviously you'll know when they pay it. But all this audit trail and history is good, again, to help you manage your business and know what's going on. You can send a reminder before the job. Also, when you're out on the field on the app, you can send an on my way reminder. So we have this pre-built message. You can send it through email and text message, and you can send that, and your customer is informed that you're on the way, right? All right, let me see what else I have to show. We got a lot. I'm trying to cover as much as I can without maybe overwhelming, or although I know it's a lot of information.
Gus, you have a surprise visitor who's not here just yet, but a fan, and he's currently doing his hair apparently. Okay. And once he's finished doing his hair, he should pop up in the group. Hopefully before 2:15 when your time runs out, but I think that's what he's threatening at this point. So, in fact, actually, here he is now. I think it's somebody that you know, someone from your past. This is not a Maury thing where we do "You're not the father," but here's Jeff Wolf.
Oh yes, Jeff. I know Jeff. What's up, Jeff? You're on mute, so I can't hear. Yeah, thanks. Hey, Jeff, nice to see you. That was a surprise visit.
Best introduction ever, right, Jeff?
That is definitely the best introduction I personally have ever had, and I'm shaking a little bit. So
I have that effect. You've never been to one of my classes. I think most people leave shaking, but I'm going to quiet myself. You two chat a little bit about this. And Jeff actually is a user of this app for quite some time. So we have a few minutes left. So Gus and Jeff, if you can, just talk about some of your experiences and with Gus, that would be fantastic. Now would be good.
Jeff, thanks for joining. Yeah, so you've used PSS for a bit, right? I think you got a service business out there in California, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we I can't tell you the day or the month that we started using it, but it's been well over a year, I think. Correct?
Yeah. So
we've been using it a lot. I just thought I would jump in if you needed some help, and he just shot me a link.
No, that's good. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I think you use quite a bit of the software, right? With are you using the Lsi Calculator? I think you're starting to use it a little bit.
Yeah, is that me feeding back? I'm sorry.
I don't hear feedback, but
oh, okay.
I'm not getting any feedback either. You're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Cool. Well, that's fine. I guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to mention. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to jump in and say, I guess, yeah, we've been using it. I've kind of watched over what you've gone through on the demonstration and everything like that, and obviously that's really says a lot. Of course, you're too modest to talk about support. I get a ticket and different things. I'll send in, a question or different things like that. And I mean, it will come back. I'll get an email from Gus at 1:30 in the morning because he's up there slaving away, making it work and fixing it. And support really is kind of the biggest thing that sells it for me. That's the easiest thing. The software works flawlessly. We use it in 2 different techs. Currently, we're going to be adding a 3rd tech here soon. One of them is me, so I use it on a regular basis. We do the jobs, send out jobs. If we notice anything on the route, we need a heater call, we need a pump call or something like that, we just do a job estimate. We ask for the approval. And what's on your screen there is that little green thumbs up or the blue thumbs up when the customer approves it. Then we just schedule the visit. I don't schedule it until they approve it. So that makes it pretty convenient. I just go through every morning. I look at my job list. If I got a green approval, then I put the order in. I've got a roll call with their name on it, and we schedule it and go do the job. So for me on the repair side, when I just pull up the PSS app and I look at my tasks for the day, which is the next thing I do when I leave, I have them categorized so I know what route I'm going to go on to do those repairs. and just complete them. We take pictures, we take videos of, you know, the completed repair, the pump's back up and running, and it automatically creates an invoice, sends it out, they pay for it. It's just super neat, super simple.
Cool. Thanks for that feedback, Jeff. I know we've had a lot of dialogue, and you've also helped us improve. So that's great. That's one thing I enjoy, is being in touch with customers, and because I learned so much. You know?
Yeah.
So
Completely agree with that.
Thanks for that, Jeff. Yeah, so I think I have maybe like 4 minutes. Is there something else you wanted to say, Jeff? Or I'll just kind of show around a little bit more.
Just do as you will. If you want me to say anything about any specific areas, I sure will.
Okay.
But other than that, that's all I had.
I have a question while I have both of you. So being that we are getting to the end of it, we know there are a bunch of different apps out on the market, and I'm not asking anyone to talk bad about their competition, because I am not a fan of that. But why should I choose your app, Gus? And Jeff, you can help him out with this, but I'm sure you did your homework shopping around. So what about this app makes it special, makes it different, makes it something that I have to have above and beyond what other folks are offering at this time?
That's a very good question, Rudy. And I think everyone should ask themselves that. I think one thing that stands out in PSS is that we are truly becoming an all-in-one solution. And also not just for the back end, but for the pool pros. Like, we have the Lsi Calculator built in, dosage costing built in, and integrated so nicely with invoicing. So you get both the professional side and you get the administrative side all in one, right? And tailored for pool service. So you can invoice really fast, bulk actions, dosage costing integrated. You can see what's happening with LSI. You can see, are you making money on a property because your dosages are at where they should be? Or should I charge more? So I think what you'll find in PSS is just an all-in-one solution that really is robust. We have such feature breadth that both administratively and pool pro wise, that you get a lot of value. And we're only just growing. I mean, we're constantly adding new things, listening to customers, giving superb customer service. As Jeff says, we don't want to just be a product company. We want to be a product and service company. And that's what we work for, is just try to create a really good software company that we're proud of and that customers are thrilled to work with, right? So I think that stands us out.
With a couple of minutes left, why don't you tell everybody the best way to get a hold of you, the best way to contact you, what works best if they have more questions about the app and how it applies to their business. If you could fire that out, just let them know.
Yeah, thank you, Rudy. The quickest way is probably to go to our website, contact us here, or you can email me directly. And my email is gvelez@poolservice.software. Okay, so you can write that down. And feel free to reach out to me. I'm very good on email. Once you can even have my phone number too. It's a 954 number, 954-294-3535. If you want to contact me directly. So yeah, you can feel free to reach out, whatever is quickest for you. And our website, we also have this Tidio chat that you can come here and submit a message. Myself and some others here in the team are informed of that message. Either I will pick it up or somebody else will. But definitely, we have a number of ways to contacting us if you want some more information.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Gus, for joining us and telling everybody about your app. That's Pool Service Software.
Appreciate it.
It's a new and growing app, and it's going to keep on continuing to grow. Jeff, thanks for stopping in. For me ripping you into this on, but
Thank you, Gus, for having me.
Hey, you know what? Someone who uses the product is always a wonderful thing. Testimonials are fantabulous, especially when it's somebody that so well known throughout the different groups. Jeff is a huge contributor in any of the groups that he's in. So if any of you have questions about this app, I'm sure you can catch him on. We're going to go with the Talking Pools group because that's mine and that's what this one's about. But you can catch Jeff in any of the groups out there, or you can give Gus a call. He's a great guy.